everybody, welcome back to another iRacing video. Today, the final day of this week, this is probably my final chance to do it actually, is the GT3 Fixed Series, and we're of course at Virginia International Raceway, in the GT3 cars. Again, I picked the BMW M4 because shiny livery that I get to show off, and it's a bit of a change from that worn out old green, grey and red livery that I've been running in the default settings. Anyway, that's not important, let's just get straight to it. Full 20 car grid for this race. I'm car number 16. My best lap in qualifying was a 47.320, which was good enough for P11. So mid-pack, popular track. There's a good chance for some carnage. I just have to try and be as safe as I can at the start of this race. Track temp is 46 degrees, so it's very toasty. Race is going to be 20 minutes long, and the pace car does 85 k's an hour around this track. I've got 25 interns to play with. Hopefully I won't need any of them. As always, I'm not expecting any rain for this one. Just before we get started, I'm going to take the last few seconds I have to thank everybody for being involved in the channel. I think we're pretty close now to 300 subscribers, so if you're watching and you're new to the channel, please do help me out so we can get as close as we can to 300 or even hit that limit. I don't really have anything to offer you besides a genuine heartfelt thanks if we get there, but let's see if we can help. See if you can help me get there. That being said, it's a full pace lap here at VIR, so I'll come back just before we're about to go green. Won't be. All right, so we've just exited the roller coaster.
Car number
we're about
19.
to enter Hogpen, and I'm expecting the pace car to drop into the pit lane any moment now. And we're also expecting some shenanigans from the leaders, like slowing the pack up or something like that. Yeah, it's more or less exactly what's happened.
Okay, Dan, get ready.
And looks like we're off. Let's just try and stay hyper aware now as we start the race. I don't think there's anyone alongside me on the left-hand side there. That doesn't mean I'm not going to lift and brake nice and early. This first corner.
Hold your line, clear left.
Also means I'm going to have to still be quite careful as we go into, I think, what's called NASCAR bend.
Car left. Hold your line, clear left.
Plenty of room through here.
On your left.
Looks like another one's going to try and sneak through.
Left side. Hold your line.
He's going to try and hold it.
Clear left.
Oh, looks like he gave up. Alright. Cool, I think that's us through the biggest points of risk on the lap 1. Let's see if we can't now get back in a rhythm and make some places back. So pretty sure we lost a few places off the start there.
The guy ahead is Papini, car number 14.
But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy, despite the fact this is a...
The gap to P12 ahead is now 0.5.
In my opinion, this track is absolutely, it is a really good one. I wouldn't say it's absolutely fantastic, but it's certainly good fun. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be any good for passing and overtaking. I think the only really genuinely super safe opportunity is on the entry into turn 1. There are other opportunities, of course, but I feel like the one that presents the least amount of risk is on the entry to turn 1 here. To try and get past anywhere else on the track is really kind of
14th.
Going to be dependent on your ability to pressure your opponent into a mistake without rebounding some of that pressure back onto yourself. But honestly, given the split that I'm in, given the rating that I have at the moment, even if I don't make a single place,
hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes,
and just continue slowly going backwards, as long as I can maintain, a respectable gap to the cars around me, I'm not going to be in any way bothered about my finishing position. Yeah, of course I want to race close and maybe start getting a nose in to fight for some positions here and there, but it's just one of those tracks where I don't want to risk everything on a questionable move. Oh, steady. Yeah, I think I need to come down to second as we go through Hogpen, just to really get the car to rotate. But the downside
is it's just done a 147.00.
I found this in practice that if we...
You've just done a 147.69.
Yeah, I found this in practice that if we come down to second through Hogpen, yeah, cool, you get the rotation, but it really, really mucks up the exit speed. And generally speaking, I don't, because of the lower minimum speeds through the corner, I generally end up not using the entire exit or the entire track on the exit, and therefore not really carrying as much as I probably could. But going through in third, it's really difficult to get the rotation. I mean,
keep piling on the pressure.
If I remember, I'll try to go through in second on the next time around, if I get that far. Oh, a little bit concerning here. I don't really want to have much to do with this, to be brutally honest.
Okay, Dan, 15 minutes.
This is going to be a bit of a
Come on, keep
lift, I think, before we go into roller coaster. Try and let it go single file as much as we can. Bit of a shame that we couldn't pick up a position thanks to that car being off the track, but there it is, down to second. And yeah, I didn't use all the road on the exit, but then again, nor did anyone else in front of me, so I wonder if that might be the way to go.
Barbosa, 146.15.
Also a little bit earlier on the brake than I'd like to be for turn 1 at the moment, just because I'm doing everything I can to make sure I don't run into the back of this guy. Certainly while I'm nowhere near close enough to even consider thinking about an overtake.
The gap behind is now 0.30.
Very nearly overdid that one. Ah, that's a bit of a shame. I thought I was going to get close enough on the exit there to maybe force an argument into roller coaster, but I think in hindsight it's probably best that I didn't.
All right, Dan, stay close.
Roller coaster is not not an ideal overtaking spot. So I'm sure many of us found out to our disappointment in the rookie series here. Yeah, I'm just struggling to get the exit speed out of Hogpen. Looks like there could be a mess up front if we're not careful.
Your lap time was at 146.86.
Oh, steady, Dan. That's going to send glimmers of hope to everybody behind me. Look at that guy that nearly dropped it without any pressure.
Hold your line. Clear left. On your right. Clear right.
Oh, flipping heck. That was dangerous.
V14.
My man sending it into every little gap. That was not friendly. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. Almost as soon as I said it, you know, almost losing the rear of the car on the exit of Horseshoe. Just sent weakness signals to everybody behind me. You know, let's start getting our nose in there. Let's start trying to look.
Don't be distracted. Defend your position. You're quicker than you entering NASCAR bend. New fastest lap for Barbosa, 1:45.78.
I think he might send it into turn 1 here, you know. Oh, crikey.
Stay close.
Trying my best, Jim. Trying my best. If it wasn't for the really single file section of track here, I'd be trying to get alongside to force something, but... Oh, gosh. So risk averse,
Okay,
really.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
It's got to be about a good exit here. And I've bottled it. So this is what I'm talking about with this track. It's fantastic to drive. It's great fun, but there just aren't many great opportunities to get a pass done. And the few opportunities there are really kind of really hinge on the fact.
Temperature's decreasing. It's now 43 Celsius.
Yeah, like here. I really need to get a much better and much more stable exit from Hogpen to be close enough.
Stay close. There might be a chance here.
To get a nose in.
That's half distance. The fuel's okay.
Into turn 1. I mean, I'm confident that I'd have the pace to get through in the S's if the track was wide enough and it wasn't a very single file section of track. Very happy as well that the two guys behind me have had a little bit of an argument, and that's kind of pulled them back a little bit. And yeah, I'm so much quicker through there as well, but again, it's just not one of those corners that is really an overtaking opportunity. I think here as well on the exit of Oak Tree, I'm just where I'm going wrong, I think, is hitting the inside curb on that second right-hander.
Okay, Dan. Keep piling on the pressure. He'll make a mistake.
That's a half-decent exit, actually. But is it going to be enough? Am I going to get close enough? And is number 14 going to be so focused on the car in front of him that he's not going to see me coming?
Car left.
Certainly a maybe.
Hold your line.
Oh, crikey,
left.
that was close.
Clear left.
Well done. Eyes front now.
Very nearly went into the back of 13 there. Okay, cool. Let's have another look at that overtake. So, lap 7, about to start lap 8, and we are very close to the McLaren up in front, and just jink out to the right-hand side. Probably leave a little bit more, well, probably leave a little bit too much space, to be honest. There's space for another, I want to say, 2 cars in between us, so I could have made that a little bit safer by being right up against this guy's door, but I genuinely thought that the McLaren was a lot closer to me and was trying to stay close to the Porsche's slipstream. I just managed to, only just managed to get the car stopped and execute some kind of block pass, maybe. Nicely parking the car on the apex, preventing car number 14 from turning in and taking the line that he wanted to take. Honestly, I could have done that a little bit better. I think I was very close to overshooting the corner, very close to completely washing out wide and running into the back of number 13. But all's well that ends well, I suppose.
The car ahead is Gibbs, car number 13.
There we go. So that's a result, if nothing else. Even if I don't go any further forward, even if I end up going backwards again, oh crikey.
There's an
Okay,
incident
there we go.
in turn 8.
2
Looks
freebies.
like Taylor.
Alright, let's have another look at that 2-car spin that we saw in the S's, or Snake, or whatever these corners are called. It's, well, in fact, we know where we are because, yeah. And again, that to me just highlights exactly why you don't force a too wide in this particular part of the track. That's number 8 just turning into the corner as though 19 didn't exist, and just ending both of their races there. For me, I put the blame firmly on number 8 there.
Like Taylor.
And that's why you don't try and force a move through the S's there. Oh, steady. Let's get that muck off the windscreen.
Okay, Dan, don't let this guy distract you.
Not helped. Oh well. Yeah, see, I mean, the fact that I'm changing back up to 3rd so quickly after exiting Hogpen leads me to believe that I should be doing it in 3rd.
You've got half your fuel left. E11. That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes. All right, Dan, relax, focus, keep it smooth.
Okay, so we're in a pretty good place. If I recall correctly, 11th is where I qualified, so say if I finish here, this is going to be a cracking result. Well, it would be a perfectly acceptable result. Incident ahead, apparently. Wonder where that is. I'm losing time to the guys in front as well. There's just something they've got that I don't. Okay, cool. So it is definitely possible in third. That's good to know. Probably shouldn't have been experimenting with stuff like that during the race, but eh.
Sector 1 is 0.40 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.27 off the pace. You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 3.
I think what he's trying to tell me there, guys, is that I'm slow. I'm off the pace. I could be going faster.
Don't be intimidated. Keep
That
him
Lando
behind you.
got a terrible exit. That's going to... I mean, like I say, again, this is one of the ones that I don't want to get involved
Come on
in
then,
because of...
push, push, push. We can catch this car.
Oh, that's
The next
good.
car is
Sensible
Suchling,
decisions
car
all
number
around.
11.
Number 11, sort of taking the discretion, the better part of Valor route there. Just conceding that he'd lost the position with that poor exit. Right, 2.5 minutes to go. Is it worth risking trying to push my way into the top 10, or should I just be happy with what I've got? I feel like the answer should absolutely be the latter. But I'm a competitive bloke.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
Oh, car exit in the pit lane. That's potentially going to cause problems. Or some folks behind, maybe. Careful. Not my best exit. Oh, very nearly. Oh, I did overdo that, in fact.
You cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy.
Alright, so that's a... I want to say 2x total for the event so far. I picked up an instant point in qualifying. Okay, right. I think I need to maybe swap my focus away from trying to get the position off number 11 and change it to making sure that there is a significant gap between me and the chap behind.
One more lap to go.
Because I would rather not lose the position or be at risk of losing the position because of a silly mistake or something. So the bigger we can make this gap, the better. I'm not really interested in fighting this guy too hard. I mean, I'm nowhere near close enough to do it. We're not... Our pace isn't so far apart that it's really going to be worth forcing the issue on this last lap. At least, I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like it's too different. Yeah, I mean, as well, I'm still sure that inside curb on the second part of Oak Tree the way I'm hitting that as I go through. It's rotating the car further for me, and I'm not anticipating it and not ready to straighten the car out on the exit. Yeah, so I think if this had been another lap, I might have, by the end of this straight, had enough, been close enough to make a move here, but to be fair, starting P11, finishing P11, after having fallen all the way back to P14.
P11, okay, it's over. Good drive.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. Alright then, let's go have a look at the results, or whatever it is I choose to go have a look at next. Back shortly. Okay, so here we go. This is a review of the race start. I've decided to do this at the end of the video because I didn't really feel like interrupting or inserting this into the middle of the main video just as the race starts was really going to be conducive to... I thought it would break up the race a little bit too much, basically. Anyway, so at the start of the race, I felt like the leader had deliberately slowed the pack down a little bit to basically try and get an advantage, and it looks like that's exactly what has happened. You can see the pace car has been allowed to disappear off into the distance, and the leader is slowing the pack down in order to get an advantage. Now, by the letter of the law when it comes to iRacing, and if I remember, I'll flash the particular bit of the sporting code up on the screen now. I'm pretty sure there is a rule that states that during the pace lap, every car is expected to maintain pace with the pace car and obey all instructions from race control regarding the pace car during the pace lap. Now, what that means is, so the first bit, they have to maintain pace with the pace car, means that they have to stay close to the pace car as much as they reasonably can. What that doesn't mean is that they can back off and try and gain an advantage like that. The pace car is setting a pace. That is the pace that you're expected to maintain. You're expected to keep up with the pace car until such a time as the pace car leaves the track to enter the pit lane. At the point that the pace car does leave the track and go into the pit lane, i.e. about now, that's when the leader takes control of the field. Now, that doesn't mean, again, I'll flash the rule up on screen now if I remember, that doesn't mean that the leader can now back the field up. The leader is still expected to maintain the pace car speed until either the green flag or until they choose to start the race. Cool, so there's that rule as well. Now, the pace car speed at VIR is 85 km an hour, and we can see we're doing about 74 here. So, I mean, there's not a massive difference. I'm not really sure how wrapped around the axle I want to get about this, but it does feel as though the gap that the leader has been allowed to create between the pace car and himself has let him get an unfair advantage, because now, straight away, he can nail his foot to the floor. And he already has, and P2 is nowhere. Okay, P2 is miles behind, has got no way of reacting to this, and it just kind of feels a little bit unsportsmanlike to me personally. And then finally, that last bit about everyone needs to obey race control when it comes to the pace car. So it's my belief that what that's talking about is that if we go back to If you were to rewind to the start of the video and the end of the pace lap, you should see like a black box on my screen in the center of my screen saying stay in the right hand lane or whatever line I was in and keep up with car number 16 or whatever it was. That is race control giving you instructions. Okay, and I could be wrong, but it's my understanding that when you're in pole position, you have an instruction in front of your screen that says keep up with the pace car or something similar. I need to actually test it and make sure that my understanding is exactly right there. But by that count, it appears as though this Barbizon fella has broken no less than 3 rules when it comes to the race start. So I'm still not sure how wrapped around the axle I want to get about it, whether or not I want to file a protest. It certainly seems like every video I've uploaded recently, I've said at the end of it that I'm going to be filing a protest against somebody, and that's not the kind of guy I want to become. I don't want to be filing protests every single race, because I shouldn't have to be doing it. But how else would iRacing says in their sporting code that they basically tell us that they can't be expected to police their own game because of the vast number of splits that they're expected to manage, and the fact that their system is they just don't have the capability to monitor every single session of every that goes on every all times a day. So it kind of falls upon us, the members, to police the game. So to that extent, when there's this clear violation of rules, 3 different rules, in fact, in my understanding, I feel like this is a circumstance where we probably should be filing protests, even though I don't really want to be doing that every single time I upload a video. Anyway, I feel like I've taken enough time talking about this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so results time. Let's go through top to bottom, starting with the race splits. This was split 3 of 19. Okay, so 19 splits with the strength and split 3. Excuse me, strength field just over 2,500. So pretty competitive. Let's be honest. All right, we're not at the dizzying heights of 4,100 and 2,800 strength field, but still 2,500 is pretty damn competitive, in my opinion. So we've gained a little bit of safety rating thanks to only picking up 1 incident point each in qualifying and the race, but that has come at the cost of a slight dip in the I rating, and honestly, I don't care about that at all. If my I rating sort of plateaus and stops and settles at around 2,400, that's going to be more than enough for me. I don't need that to go any higher, and if I get lucky on a race and it jumps up by about 100 points or so, fine, but I'm going to fully expect it to start coming down again because, like I say, I'm over the moon. I'm quite happy with the fact that this is where my level is. As much as it'd be lovely to break over that 2,500 sort of milestone, I'm not going to make a big song and dance about it. I'm not going to make it a goal. I'm not going to make it a target, because then that's where stress and bad things start to happen. So we'll see how things go over the next few days and weeks. Yeah, so overall, started P11, managed to finish P11 as well. Only 1 incident point and 72 championship points gained. So in Division 4, let's go have a look at the division standing, the series standings. And let's go to Division 4 here and see where we've landed. So P31 at the moment with 5 weeks participation and only 8 starts. So to be fair, not that bad. I mean, we've got one bloke here that's got 4 weeks worth of racing and he's still in the top 10. So he's going to be quite the... he's probably going to end up more towards the top 5, to be honest. And there's a few other guys around here with only 4 weeks participation. It might be difficult for me to break into the top 25 here. If I do manage to do it by the end of the season, that will be really good. Just if I can get anywhere near the front page by the end of the season, I'll be absolutely over the moon. But having said that, even if I don't, around P30 to P50 is still a good result when you consider the division is made up of nearly over 3,300 players. So I can't really complain, to be honest, can I? Yeah, so having looked at that, let's go back to the original results page and just wrap things up. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. As I said at the start of the video, if you could take the time to subscribe, if you're not already, help me get a little bit closer to that 300. That would really, I'd find that really helpful. Thanks very much. I really hope you can take the time to do that. I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed racing it, and I hope that if you hadn't, I hope that you raced this event if you had the chance to, because this was actually really good fun. Virginia International Raceway is a cracking roller coaster of a track. It's just a shame that there aren't really many sensible overtaking opportunities, and I do wonder if in some of the lower end splits it gets a little bit sort of carnagey by people not understanding that you really have to be patient at VIR. Either way, I hope you had a go at this one. I understand that by the time this video comes out, it won't be available anymore. We'll have moved on to next week's track, which I believe is Misano. I could be wrong. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm just going to wrap it up there. Thanks very much. I'll see you next time.